A few initial takeaways from the tragic shooting at the NFL headquarters yesterday in Midtown Manhattan. One, first and foremost, gun violence is just far too prevalent in American society today. Even in one of the most secure, heavily trafficked areas of New York City, which has some of the strictest gun laws in America, this shooting still happened. A shooting that killed a police officer as well as civilians. And if a shooting can happen there in broad daylight, steps from Grand Central, it really can happen anywhere, and safety is not guaranteed, especially given the number of guns in American society. And these mass shootings just keep happening here because of the easy access to assault weapons. This hits close to home for me. I build corporate offices in New York City. I build in that very building at 345 Park. My construction crew and I are literally next door at 245 Park Avenue. We're right next door to where that shooting occurred. So this isn't just an abstract headline. These are the streets we walk every day, and lives and livelihoods are really impacted from this horrible tragedy. We need to get serious about public safety, especially with the prospect of Assembly member Zoran Mamdani being the next mayor of New York City. Assembly member Mamdani previously supported defunding the police. Then he walked back those comments, saying, in fact, he just wants to shift resources to more mental health counselors. But this is part of a broader trend of demoralizing law enforcement. Let's not forget that the NYPD literally turned its back on Bill de Blasio just a few years ago. And today, recruitment in law enforcement is at crisis levels. Good people are just not joining law enforcement. Of course, we cannot blindly support bad policing, and we need to hold bad actors accountable. And we need accountability metrics and training to improve law enforcement. But we also need committed support for good policing, and professional, well trained first responders save lives. And even in New York City, Midtown Manhattan, where cops are everywhere, this tragedy still happened. The access to guns is just out of control. But most importantly, we cannot afford to lose the good cops, the good guys with a gun, if you will, uh, in our society. And uh, New York City needs the NYPD. A professional and um, serious and well trained police officer force is so critical to New York City. Lastly, the shooter's motive is still under investigation, and I don't want to get ahead of it. It's unclear whether this was related to traumatic brain injury or CTE, but whether or not it was related to it, for in this instance, the issue is real regardless. Uh, the NFL has a long history of with concussions and untreated brain damage and covering up the impact of football on brain health. And this has ripple effects beyond the NFL. It trickles down to college and high school players who take the same hits, but without the pay and protections that the NFL has. Football isn't going anywhere, of course, but we do need to make it safer, especially for our kids. This is a horrible tragedy, and uh, it's just a horrible tragedy. We as a society have too many guns in our country. We need to have comprehensive gun control legislation.